Hey guys, it's the animation guy here, and I just saw yesterday Scooby Doo and Crypto 2. This is the new original movie from Warner Brothers. And before I talk about my thoughts on Scooby Doo and this movie, I should probably talk about my thoughts on Scooby Doo and Crypto the Super Dog. Really enjoy Scooby Doo, really love it. I think it's a really good Hanna-Barbera cartoon. I'm more into like the What's New Scooby Doo, Scooby Doo and the Cyber Chase, and Scooby Doo and Guess Who, because I think those are really good. And Crypto the Super Dog, I really enjoy when I was a kid, and it's really fun. So now we have this movie that came out from Warner Brothers, and I should probably mention there was some controversy on this movie. It was supposed to get canceled by Warner Bros. Discovery, but then out of nowhere they just released the trailer for it. So now that's pretty good. And yeah, so now we have this movie, and it's just amazing, man. I really had a ton of fun watching it. So yeah, so basically the plot is the Scooby Gang tries to solve this mystery on where the Justice League are, and there's this like phantom, so they try to solve it, and basically the opening is really good. It starts off with Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen going into the Hall of Justice to find out the mystery themselves. Jimmy Olsen is voiced by James Arnold Taylor, who worked on Johnny Test and Star Wars and stuff like that. And Lois Lane is played by the great Tara Strong. I just love that voice she uses on Lois. You know, sort of that young girl voice mixed in with her own voice. You know, you see her do it in Batgirl. You see her do it in Mary Jane and all that. So I loved it. And there were some good moments in there that really made me laugh. So basically in the intro, you know, Lois Lane tells Jimmy Olsen to call his girlfriend, and we found out it was Daphne. And you know, it's really funny, this thing. Daphne would have been in love with Jimmy, but unfortunately, you know, she has her relationship with Fred. And there are some really good jokes. There's a really funny joke about, you know, Velma taking off her glasses, and Jimmy Olsen was like, "Oh, where's Velma?" And then she puts it back on, and I was like, "Oh, there she is." Reminds me of that Captain Obvious doing that bit. So I could just imagine James Arnold Taylor being the voice of Captain Obvious. And then the Scooby Gang tries to come solve the mystery, and they come across some of the coolest villains in there. You have the Joker and Harley Quinn. The Joker is played by the same actor, Nolan North, who voiced Blaze and the Monster Machines, and of course Tara Strong is Harley Quinn, and I love it. There's one really funny joke where Fred was almost falling in love with Harley Quinn, and Daphne's like, how did you know so much about Harley Quinn? And then he's like, I don't know. Fred is super funny in this, and there are some really good jokes. Like, again, there's one scene where Daphne and Fred were going in to solve this mystery. You know, they're trying to look for clues, and Fred comes across the Batman belt, and Frank Welker literally just does the Batman voice. You know, he goes, "I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman." And it's funny because Frank Welker did work on Batman the Animated Series. He did the Catwoman's little cat. So I thought that was a nice, clever thought, in my opinion. So I really enjoy it, and it's really funny to see this moment. And I have to say it's really good. I love that bit. There's another funny scene where Scooby and Shaggy, doing their traditional disguises. They disguise themselves as like a tour to distract the supervillains, and it's just hilarious the way they're trying to do it. It's so funny. And yeah, there are some good designs. Harley Quinn in this movie is really better than the Scooby Doo and Batman the Brave and the Bold. I didn't like that design, because I never seen the show, but I know it's really good. I know it's not really. I think it's better. The Harley Quinn design is a little better than the Batman the Brave and the Bold, but that's just my opinion. And yeah, it kind of reminds me of a lot like the mask from Courage, the Cowardly Dog. The soft features on the mask. So I thought that was a clever way to do it. So yeah, that was really good. Tara Strong also does a character named Helen, who's this like old lady serving super fries. And let me just say, Strong does it kind of similar to the old lady that doesn't want help from Cosmo, from the Fairy Odd Parents episode, I remember it like it was yesterday. It was yesterday. So that's the voice she uses, and I thought she did pretty good. It's really funny. Let's see here. Lex Luthor in this is probably the funniest in my opinion, because even though it's not done by the same actor, Clancy Brown, but he does a good job. There's a really good moment where he's like, you've seen it in the trailer where Scooby says, Rex Roofer, and then Lex started with the "Rat's right." I thought that was so good. That was so funny. And then the irony is, it's pretty good if you've seen the movie. So basically, this is a really decent movie. And basically, Lex Luthor tries to help the Scooby Gang out. But we found out in the end, he's a villain. And we get this big climax, which I won't ruin it there if you haven't seen the movie. But let's just say it was really fun. I think there's another good scene that I really like where Daphne gets hold of the belt. And there's a scene where both Daphne and Velma exchange, and he says, "You remind me of Wonder Woman." And Daphne goes, "Oh, I don't think so. I'm more like Batman." And I thought, great, you voiced Wonder Woman. Come on, you even voiced her in the movie there, and she does a great job. Grey Griffin in this is pretty good, and I have to say there are some good moments like this. And yeah, it's really sold me on this movie because I think it works for a couple reasons. It works like a really good superhero movie. The climax is really good, Again, not going into spoilers, but what Rex Roofer is going to be, and it looks amazing. It actually looks amazing to see what he actually looks like in the movie. And yeah, there was a really big battle between this Mystery Machine Gang and Lex Luthor and his assistant, who turns out to be a villain with Lex. And yeah, it's a really good movie. So again, I think it's really fun. I think the movie was really great, and the comedy was great. Again, I really love the voice actors in there. I mean, come on. The 4 great voice actors you have to expect from a Scooby-Doo movie is Frank Welker, Matthew Lillard from like the live-action Scooby-Doo movies, Kate McCucci, who does Velma, and Grey Griffin, who does Daphne. And again, it's a really good flick. I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. But if you guys seen it, leave in the comments down below on this YouTube channel. And again, like and subscribe. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.